108, and they're still looking. Thousands and thousands of homes are destroyed. The government there estimates hundreds of thousands of people need some kind of humanitarian aid. It is a disaster. Despite the warnings, lots of people here in the United States have said they're not going anywhere. We will not cover your funerals, and we will not feel sorry for you. They're stocking up supplies, boarding up their homes, and hoping, which is moronic. Matthew is a rare Category 4 hurricane. This animation shows a look at the scale of the damage that we expect there. If it hits the way they're predicting, this is what we expect. Winds could reach speeds at times of 155 miles an hour. Over on our wall, a look at the storm track. The forecasters today have expanded the area where the storm may hit. See this? Melbourne, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky. And your kids die too. We have Team Fox coverage. Steve Harrigan is in Wabasso Beach in Florida with a look at how things are going there. Of course, let's get to Janice Dean, who's in the Extreme Weather Center. You know, there's a risk that you build something up too much and then it doesn't hit. They're pretty sure, Janice, aren't they? They're pretty sure that if it doesn't stay out to sea, a lot of people are going to die.
Well, you have to take into account that when this storm hit Haiti, and the pictures that we are seeing from Haiti, it was the same strength. It was a Category 4 storm. So if this storm is the same strength that hit Haiti, and we're getting pictures, now obviously the homes in Haiti, the structures are not as sound as what we have all up and down the East Coast, but that is certainly something to take into account. And of course, we haven't had a major hurricane hit the U.S. in 10 years. Like you mentioned, the last was Wilma in 2005. So hopefully people are heeding those warnings. Millions of people have never experienced a hurricane, and they're about to. So the hurricane itself is about 100 miles away from West Palm Beach, so we're getting there, and we're starting to see those outer bands moving across South Florida, Central Florida. You mentioned the tornado threat. That is going to be imminent over the next several days all along the coast, and you can see those winds right now, and there's the core of that storm with 140 mile per hour sustained winds, and the hurricane force winds extending 60 miles from the center of this storm. So 140 mile per hour sustained winds, and the pressure has dropped within the last advisory. So there is indication that this storm is strengthening. We have a lot of warm water. The Gulf Stream is ahead of this storm, Shepard. That's where the warmest waters are, and that's why we think that perhaps intensification is possible as it moves closer to the shoreline.
Landfall middle of the night, Janice, where?
Well, we're going to start to see the conditions deteriorate, in the evening hours, and then the closest brush with Florida will be in the overnight and into tomorrow morning. And look how close it comes. And you mentioned, scraping across land. It doesn't matter if this makes landfall. If the core of the strongest winds are on shore, you're going to have hours and hours and hours of a major hurricane on your doorstep. And you mentioned, listen, if this goes 50 miles east offshore, that would be a good thing. If it moves 20, 30 miles inland, not a good thing, because we have tens of millions of people that are going to be affected by this storm. And